Hi there, everybody. This is John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
Angela Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet, and we'd like to welcome you to today's meditation.
Yeah, it's the weekly Thursday Pam Gregory Magnetizing the New Earth Consciousness meditation, global meditation, which we love to be able to add numbers to. Pam's fantastic initiative. And, it's been pleasingly successful, particularly in the last couple of weeks. We've seen a big jump up in numbers of people actually doing this. And last week we had 389 people who did the meditation. And again, as we know, it squares, the number squares. So 389 times 389 is, hang on a second, 151,300, and I can't remember now, but it's thereabouts, 151,000 odd. That is the energetic value of the what we put out last week, which is slightly down on the week before, which was even more amazing. But I just love that, and it just makes it all worthwhile to put the energy out there, to gather people together, to have Pam leading us through that, like just 15, 16 minutes of meditation to get us all honed in together because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people in the world who are going through suffering at the moment, one way or another, and that is very evident. And we don't focus on the suffering. We focus on the energies that we want them to feel. Isn't that right, Joe Lay?
Yes, we focus on the solution, and especially now, it's such a crucial time. And so, sending that energy of unconditional love over to the Middle East and Beirut and these places, Israel and Palestine, are it's almost like our duty to pray and to send unconditional love to these spaces and places, especially if we're not in a position to where we can get in a plane and fly over there and help boots on the ground. The least we could do is send love and unconditional healing to those parts of the world.
Yeah. And it makes a genuine difference. The quantum wave structure around this planet is elevated as a result of that. And that
Yes.
makes a difference. I mean, it kind of seems like, well, what difference does it make? You'd look at that from a mainstream perspective, as I indeed would have done myself not that long ago, and said, well, it's just thoughts, right? There's no such thing as just thoughts. Thoughts are things, right? And and the more we put that energy out there, the more we are helping to alleviate the any stress, anything like that. We're planting out there the idea of inner peace, of
Yes.
happiness, of joy, of whatever, right?
Yes.
And I love it because you get carried away with those emotions yourself. You get carried away with the joy, the celebration of life. It's there and it will be with them. In fact, it's interesting actually, Charlie, isn't it? Because on Sunday, when we do our live program, we have a section there which again comes from near death experience, but also related to Jesus.
Yes.
And this is where it ultimately leads to, right? Is the joy of life once again.
Yes, the joy of life. It's such a grateful, a humbling experience, but coming from a place of gratitude for this earth experience because it's really glorious. I get it. A lot of us have been programmed and we're still seeing to focus on the negative, what isn't working. But wow, nature, you look at the miracle that is some of these animals, like an elephant. If you just really get into the details of God's creation or what we live amongst, it's quite amazing. It's quite a blessing. And to bring in some of that energy, it does create synergy and connectivity, which is what this is all about. Because the only thing separating us from people that are being bombed is where we live.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's the
true.
only thing. And so if we think that we're better or we are mistaken because when one bomb goes off across the world, it reverberates to us here. So wherever we are in the world, it is damaging Mother Earth, damaging our humanity.
Yes. And you know what? We it's interesting because like when we've done live shows in previous weeks, you kind of also realize there's karmic debt that it actually is strangely enough being repaid within some of this. It's not that we would know it. This could be from thousands of years past.
Right.
And there is a balancing out of karma. There is a grand design going on despite everything that you see. But what we can do is put out that kindness, the compassion, bringing back that inner peace, that connection, that unity consciousness over
Yes.
separation. It's the separateness that causes the problem. The idea that we're all separate. Once you realize we all come from one divine source, we are all one, then you can't
Mhm.
start, you wouldn't punch yourself in the face any more that you would try and drop a bomb or a missile on somebody. So,
Exactly. It really is interesting how we justify an illusion. Like it's all an illusion, what's going
yes,
on.
it
Like the
is.
premise of the whole thing, each time we have done these things, the premise has been based on a lie, an
Hmm.
illusion. And
Hmm.
we're going full force after an illusion and a lie. And so let's look at us, let's start here. Let's get some truth going. But more than anything, let's today move out of the way and send our love and send our healing to these spaces and places and people that that are suffering.
Yeah. Right. What we're going to do now, though, right?
Ah,
We're
yes.
going to go to so at 7:30 p.m. UK, which is literally in only just over half an hour. We got the premiere of the latest Ramble with Rua. It's a lot of fun. It's about prophecy. It's about the restoration of our psychic senses and all that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is just play you a little 3-minute clip from that, just to give you a flavor for what it's about. And then we will go directly into the Pam meditation. And as you know, we don't come back after that because we love to have you, as we do indeed, drift off on your own little journey in that meditative space and enjoy it. But anybody who wants to, literally 10 to 15 minutes after the meditation finishes, that premiere is there. And I'll make sure there's a link in the details for the video, literally as we come to an end. So here we go. We're going to switch screens and thank you, thank you, thank you to all for being here with us today. Prophecies. That I think is going to be one of our flavors of the day. Is that right?
Yeah, I thought that there have been a number of major prophecies that have not come true recently, and people have been like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? So I thought we could talk a little bit about prophecy and how to relate to it. But also, many people, including the Trappist monk that I trained with in centering prayer, Father Thomas Keating, have been saying in these last years that psychic abilities are really returning, that the
Mm,
sixth sense that was in many ways smothered during the
mm,
Enlightenment and made dangerous during the witch burnings and the Inquisition, that has started opening up for a lot of people. And so I wanted, and I know we wanted together to talk about how do we relate to these intuitions that we're getting? How do we respond to them? If they don't work out, what does that mean? So to just kind of open up a conversation back and forth. And when you said that thing about how you always learn a lot, I got this image of two squirrels, you and me, digging in the earth for a great acorn. So I guess it's a mutual pursuit of something juicy.
yeah. Well, I always wondered whether my spirit animal was a squirrel, and we haven't established that yet. So
We'll do that next. The squirrel is great. I love squirrels.
my dog loves squirrels as well, but for all
I
the wrong
guess.
reasons. But yeah, no, this is really interesting because again, the returning of the psychic senses, the sixth senses, and all that sort of thing. Absolutely. And intuition is so important. I think this is just a really, really interesting sort of scope of topics here to discuss. Should we start with the prophecies?
Let's do that. So I'm just going to say some things, and as usual, please, jump in, your own perspectives, etc. So one of the things I actually wanted to mention, even though this is not something that our community is involved in, is there is a subgroup in very conservative Christianity that are really into the whole idea of the rapture. And this came in 1800s. A minister over here in the States developed this idea, and it's been really important for a lot of, I mean, I'm a Christ follower and I don't relate to it at all, but a lot of people do. Well, last year, I think first in September, and then when it didn't happen again, maybe early October, a South African minister predicted the rapture. And all these people, were on TikTok. There's, giving away their car, quitting their job, selling their home, donating their money, just getting rid of everything. One woman actually had a TikTok on dressing for the rapture, because apparently when you rapture, all your clothes falls up and you go up naked to the sky or something. And she said, well, you don't want old underwear. It's like, you can't make this stuff up.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body. Arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes. Anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. Calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart, your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions. Love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps. coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. This tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia, all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. It's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality and higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are New Earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.